Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded, but I'm back with my first official theatre related vlog. I'll be talking a bit about my life in theatre, theatre news and other things like that. So to kick off, the first bit of big news, I'm technically now a drama graduate. I graduated from the University of Manchester with a 2-1 in drama, so now I'm in the big bad world of theatre, trying to get into the industry. So yeah, let's see what the industry has in store for me. My other big news, well, it's kind of big news for me at least. I'm in 2 Amdram shows at the minute. So the first show I'm in was meant to be performed last March, but unfortunately we had to close 2 days before opening night because of COVID, which I'm going to make a separate video about. And that's called All Shook Up. It's a jukebox musical, and it's basically got all the music of Elvis in it, and that's at the Hyde Festival Theatre next April. The other show that I'm in is John Godber's Salt of the Earth. I'm playing Paul, which is quite pretty good. It's a nice role. And that's in October. That's at the Carver Theatre in Marple, and yeah, October doesn't seem that far away when I see the rehearsal schedule. So yeah, I'm panicking a bit, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I was basically asked to do the role, I was asked for an audition to do the role. After the previous guy had to drop out, he got into drama school, so it was kind of a bittersweet moment for him. So what I'll do is I'll paste the link in the description to both the shows in case anyone out there wants to buy tickets. I mean, I don't know whether you would, but hey, that's up to you. Both are really fun shows, you know, and I just encourage anyone to see them, if and when they can. Another great theatre related thing that happened to me recently, I performed my first open mic night ever, and it was the first time that I was on stage in well over a year, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was terrifying, but it was amazing, and I sang Master of the House from Les Mis, and I'm sure I've got a clip of it somewhere. And that's really my life in theatre at the minute. So what about the actual professional industry? So depending on when this video actually goes out, I don't know how relevant these stories are going to be, but let's go ahead with some. So recently the new trailer for the new Cinderella musical movie was released, and anyone who's seen it will probably know what I'm going to say. I am honestly so irritated seeing this man in every single movie musical at the minute, okay? Okay, yes, James Corden's a good actor, okay? I'm not saying that he's not, and I'm not saying that he's not qualified to do the role, but I'm just sick of seeing him everywhere. It's literally every single movie musical at the minute, okay? You know, it's just exhausting. Into the Woods was okay, it was good, it didn't do much, it was I'll let it slide. But James Corden is just everywhere. He's always on our screens, okay? And I really don't think I can forgive him for that terrible adaptation of Cats. The only saving grace for me in that film was that Skimbleshank's Railway Cat was an actually good song. That was it. That was the only good part of that, and even that was subpar. There's also the problematic performance that he did in The Prom. I mean, I'll admit, I've not seen the film yet, but from what I've heard, there was some problematic stereotypes that he leaned into in that show, so yeah. So here's my message to Hollywood casting directors: stop casting James Corden in movie musicals, for God's sake. I mean, one thing I don't understand is why can't we cast actual musical theatre performers in movie musicals? You know, we've been here before with Russell Crowe in Les Mis. Was Philip Quast not available? But I don't want to go off on a whole tangent of how poor Russell Crowe was in Les Mis, because honestly I could talk about that until I'm blue in the face, so we'll leave that there. And let's just say I'm a bit apprehensive about the film. I probably won't see it, you know, that's just my judgment. It's probably not my kind of thing, so but for God's sake, James Corden in everything. So, moving on from that, and we will just leave that. Another thing that caught my eye was the Bridgerton musical. Well, kind of musical, it's a kind of thing. The idea was first batted around on TikTok, which seems to be the sort of, the breeding ground for grassroots theatre at the minute, with, Ratatouille the musical was an absolute hit. And there's going to be a concert performance of the album of Bridgerton the musical. The release of the actual concept album is apparently going to be available from the 10th of September, so keep your eye out for that. Speaking of September and theatre and streaming, Come From Away will also release on the 10th of September on Apple TV Plus, I believe it is. The actual streamed version of the performance is an amazing show, honestly. I've listened to the soundtrack, I've not actually seen the show properly, but really great concepts, and the music's just amazing. Although the downside to that is that it's Apple TV, and I don't really think it's much of a thing in the UK. It's available, but I think people just stick to Netflix and Prime Video and things like that. It'd be nice if it was offered on other streaming services, maybe even like Sky Arts, which apparently is now a Freeview channel for people in the UK. For people who have digital instead of an actual TV service subscription. But I'm actually quite excited to see it, so hopefully I'll try and find it somewhere. There's got to be some sort of website. I don't know whether that's, probably going to be a dodgy website. An update on theatre and Brexit. If you've not checked out the video on theatre and Brexit, do so now. So, the UK government has struck a kind of deal, it's basically a deal, with 19 EU countries, basically saying that artists can tour visa-free for short periods of time. Now, the details at the minute are really blurry. There's no news as to what other paperwork might be needed, because you've got to think about the set, the costume, tech, even instruments. You've got to think of the bureaucracy behind that. So there's no detail about that at the minute. What we do know is that those who are touring from the EU to the UK, the sort of short period of time that they can perform without a visa is 3 months, which will help touring shows massively, but there's no detail as to UK performances to the EU countries, it's 19 EU countries, as to how long that will be. It might be 3 months, but they've not ironed that out as of yet. Also, in other theatre news, for all you Jez Butterworth fans, Jerusalem will be back in the West End from 2022 at the Apollo Theatre. It's not my kind of play. I've tried reading it several times and it doesn't do anything for me. I find it really hard to get into, but I know a lot of people love it. I just find that when I've read it, there's just so many characters that enter all at the same time or in a short space of time, and it just messes with my head. So yeah, it's not my kind of play, but it will be back 2022. So yeah, go see that if you want. As for me, I'll be seeing The Woman in Black, the UK tour. It's coming to Manchester in a few weeks, so yeah. Although it depends on when this goes out, I might have already seen it. It might be an amazing show. Apparently it is, but I can't wait to go and see that. Hopefully in October I'm going to go and see The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. That's going to do a short tour around the UK. Hopefully I might see that at the Oldham Coliseum. I'm also supposed to be seeing Back to the Future the musical, finally, in the West End. Supposed to be going down to London soon, so fingers crossed. I was really excited to see the show. I was supposed to see it when it opened in Manchester, but obviously it couldn't open properly because of COVID. But instead, for some reason, they decided to reopen in the West End rather than in Manchester. So, but yeah, I've also got the Book of Mormon books because that's going on tour again later this year. So I can't wait to see that. I've seen it once and I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog kind of thing, this casual theatre vlog. I might do more. Hopefully I'll do more. Hopefully I might do some behind the scenes stuff of rehearsals or something like that for my shows. But if you've liked this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you soon.